Hi there, everybody. I'm back with another lesson for you today, and today we're going to be talking about fruit. So I've got my fruit basket here, and we're going to be talking about fruit that's mentioned in the Bible, and it's called the fruit of the Spirit. It's found in Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. But before we get to the Bible verse, I'm going to use these fruit to talk to you about the fruit of the Spirit. So, would anybody like a piece of fruit? Do you see your favorite here? I really like apples and pineapples, and I like to use strawberries for strawberry jam, and I like to mix chocolate and raspberry, and I like lemons for my lemonade. So, would you like one of my fruit? I have grapes that say joy. I have a love apple. Anybody want one of these? Or maybe you'd like a banana that says gentleness. Or a lemon that says self-control. Or I have strawberries that say kindness. So those are some of the fruit of the Spirit. Do you know where fruit comes from other than your refrigerator or maybe a grocery store? Where does fruit come from? That's right, you can grow fruit. So you can grow trees, that you can have apple trees, and then some of the fruit grows in the ground. There's lots of other plants that grow. Have you ever tried to grow anything? Have you ever planted a seed and watched it grow? Yeah? All right, well then you're gonna know the answer to this. What do you need for something to grow? So you put the seed in what? Where? Aha, so you put seed into dirt or soil, and then what else do you need? You need sunlight, and you need air, and you need water. That's right. So if we pretended like we were plants, but what do we need to grow closer to God? What kind of things would we need to do? Things like reading our Bibles and praying and going to church and going to Sunday school and learning more about God. Those are all great things. And that, kind of like the plant needs things to grow, we need those things to help us grow closer to God. So, back to our plants. What happens if you don't take care of your plants? If you don't water them, or maybe the farmer just says, I'm just going to throw these seeds over here in the dirt, and then a month or two later, I'll just come back and see what happens. No, you can't do that, because things might get into it, and bugs might start eating it, and what happens? Things start to die, or maybe if you're growing flowers, the flowers wither away, or the fruit gets rotten, doesn't it? And nobody wants to eat rotten fruit, do they? So, if we're like growing fruit, so what happens if we let sin get inside and we start to do bad things, and we get farther away from God, and we don't go to church, and we don't read our Bibles, and we do bad things, and we sin? Then we're gonna start turning out like bad fruit. So now, let's get to our Bible verse. So in my Bible, I've already got it bookmarked. It's Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. And it says, "But the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There are no law against these things." That makes sense. So it's not saying that we're gonna start growing apples out of our ears, or maybe we're gonna have a lemon coming out of our belly buttons. No, that would be silly. It's just saying that if we place the seed of God's love inside our hearts, then instead of getting rotten apples and doing sin and bad things, we should be doing things like being kind and gentle and loving, joyful, and having self-control. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I've got some different ways that we can help remember all of our different fruits. So let's see, let me get my first one. First, we're going to start with our love. The way that we can remember that in our lives is to love. It means that you'll put others first. Instead of being selfish and always wanting to think about ourselves, we want to love one another. All right, next up is going to be, can you see it? That's joy. We want to make sure that we're joyful and that we're okay with what we have and we don't want what others have. We want to make sure we're joyful and grateful for all the things that we do have. So there's our joy. Next up is going to be peace, another grape. We want to be peaceful. We want to make sure that we get along with other people and that we appreciate other people's differences and that we love everyone. We want to make sure that we trust in God and we don't go making fights with people, and we want to be peaceful. All right, next up is going to be, let me find it in my basket. Aha, here we go. Next one is patience. So not everything that we want happens exactly when we want it. We have to be patient and trust in God. So this one says, to help you remember patience, is I will wait without complaining. So God answers our prayers, but sometimes we have to be patient. All right, next up is, where is it? Oh, it's my strawberry. Okay. It is kindness. We want to be kind to one another. We want to be able to share things with people, and we want to be nice to people, and we want to remember to be nice to everyone. Next up is my lemon here. It says goodness. So we want to remember to do what's right and to be good and to do good things instead of bad things, because we know right from wrong, and it's hard sometimes because all humans sin, but we want to make sure that we try to do good. The next one is faithfulness. We want to be faithful to God because God is faithful to us. He's always going to be with us. So faithfulness, to remember that one, is that I will not quit. So you got to keep doing those things, keep reading your Bible, keep going to church, keep praying, because we want to be faithful to God. Next one is going to be gentleness. So we want to be gentle. We don't want to be mean to people. We don't want to be quick to anger and yell at people. We want to be gentle. And to remember that, we need to think of caring for others when they mess up. Being gentle with people. Don't fight. Don't always yell. And let's see, my last one is self-control. So when something bad happens, we don't need to do something so quickly and maybe make the wrong decision, or we need to have self-control and not go ahead and do the bad thing. We need to kind of take a step back and think about what we need to do. So we need to think before we act. There's not really one fruit that is assigned to one of the fruits of the Spirit, but I found something that will help us use one of the fruit to remember which one. For love, you can kind of think of a strawberry because it looks a little bit like a heart, so that'll help us remember love. Joy, we can think of an orange because you can actually cut the slice of an orange and you can kind of make it into a little mouth. So the orange can help you remember to be joyful. Peace, you can think of pineapples because you can cut them into pieces to eat. So pineapple for peace. Patience, if you can remember a kiwi, will help you remember patience because sometimes it's hard to get all the seeds and things out of your teeth after eating kiwi. Kindness, if you think of grapes, it'll help you remember kindness because you have a whole bunch of grapes and it would be kind if you have enough to share with other people. Goodness, you can use blueberries to think of goodness because blueberries are a superfood because they have so much good stuff for your body. So they're full of goodness. Bananas can help you remember faithfulness because bananas stick in a bunch together. So they're faithful to each other, just like we need to be faithful to God. So we need to stick together like bananas. Gentleness, you can use a peach to help you remember that because you have to kind of handle peaches with care because they bruise easily. So you want to make sure you are gentle and when you're handling a peach, so that can help you remember gentleness. Self-control, you can think of as an apple because you remember Adam and Eve? Eve didn't show self-control when she decided to eat that apple, fell into temptation and ate that apple. So that can help you remember self-control. All right, to help us remember the 9 fruits of the Spirit, I have a song with some motions. So to do love, it's going to be like this: joy, peace or peace sign, and then it's going to be patience. It's going to be like you're looking at a watch. Kindness, goodness. Then it's going to be faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. All right, so it's going to repeat, so you can just kind of follow along with me. You ready? Okay. I want to know, I want to grow, the fruits of the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit. Here it goes. Love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. Patience, kindness, goodness. Patience, kindness, goodness. Faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Here we go again. I want to know, I want to grow, the fruits of the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. Patience, kindness, goodness. Patience, kindness, goodness. Faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Awesome. Good job. All right, some other things I have to show you are, I have a craft that you can do. So it looks like this, my fruits of the Spirit, and I've tied a little bow around it. So if you have just some bow or string, you can use it at the end. And you're gonna need the wide popsicle sticks. So hopefully you have those at your house. So all I use for this one is the wide popsicle sticks. You need 10 of them. I used a permanent marker, a Sharpie, and then I used the wide packing tape for this one. I was gonna use regular Scotch tape, like the roll of tape, but that was too hard. So what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you, I've got all my fruits of the Spirit. So what I did was I took 10 popsicle sticks and I laid them out in kind of a pattern, so it's like a rainbow. And then on the back, I've just got the clear packing tape. I've got 3 strips of it. Don't put them all pushed up against each other. You have to leave a bit of a space so you can fold it. And then it took me a few tries because it was a little bit tight, but once you get it going, you just fold it accordion style, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you've got your little fruits of the Spirit stack. And then you can tie it with a bow. And then when you need to remember your fruits of the Spirit, you just let them go. You can use stickers, you can use markers, you don't have to have the colored ones, you can have plain ones. But I did some symbols like love, heart, joy, happy face, peace is the peace sign, patience was a watch or clock, kindness, I've got 2 happy faces, goodness, I did A+, like good job if you're getting a good grade at school. Faithfulness is a cross. Gentleness, I put a flower because you have to be gentle that you don't kill the flowers. And then self-control, I put a no symbol. So that's up to you. You can do them however you want, but that is the craft. And before I go, I wanted to play a game with you. So this is going to be for my older kids that like to spell. I'm going to mix up the fruits of the Spirit and see if you can guess what they are. So if you have a marker board at your house, little one, big one, anything you got, marker board or whiteboard and a marker, you can pause the video and go get a marker board and then you can come back with me. All right, you guys ready? So I'm going to start with an easy one. I'm going to put out the letters and I'm going to hold it up and see if you can tell me which one of the 9 fruits of the Spirit it is. Ready? So if you want to write with me, it's going to be O, Y, J. Do you know which one this is? Started with an easy one. Do you know what O, Y, J is? That's right. If you said joy, then you're right. If you want to write with me, we're going to do T, C, A, N, P, E, I, E. Here it is. What do you think this one is? Did you get it right? Let's see, I'm gonna write it on the bottom. Did anybody guess patience? Some of you might need to have patience to play this game, right? Next is going to be A, P, E, E, C. All right, here it is. Can you guess? Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. If you said peace, then you're correct. Next one is going to be N, O, G, E, D, S-O-S. Ooh, they're getting harder. Any ideas what this one is? Oh, I think I heard somebody say it right. If you wrote goodness, then goodness gracious, you're on fire. Good job. Let's see. Okay, this next one is going to be D-E-I-N-S-K-S-N. I hope you remember the fruits of the Spirit so you know what words you're looking for. I'll give you a hint. It was the one that I said is grape, kind of like grapes. You got it. Did you guess kindness? Yay, you got it right. These next ones are pretty tough. I don't even know if my board's big enough. I may have to do it. Let's see. H-S-N-F-I-U-T-A-L-F-S-E. My goodness, I had to write crooked to make sure you could get all the letters in there. That one's going to be a hard one. Hopefully you didn't forget the words yet. Maybe you have, if you need to, you can pause and grab your Bible and open up to Galatians 5:22 and 23, and you can have the words there with you. So, I'll give you a few more seconds. I'm going to write it out. You ready? That one was faithfulness. That was a hard one. S-E-G-E-N-T-S-E-N-L. Whew. L is like a funny word. Did you remember the ones we've done so far to help you out? I'll give you a hint. We've already done goodness. So which one could this be? How about, ready? Gentleness. I bet you got that right, didn't you? This next one is a tough one. L-C-F-O-N-E-L-T-R-O. What in the world could that be? Not sure? I have a clue that'll probably give it away. It's actually 2 words. Yep, I think you got it that time. How about self-control? Okay, so those were a little bit tough. Let's end with an easy one. E-L-V-O. Got it? Yes, you're right. That one spells love. So that's it. But before I leave you, let's just do them one more time. The fruits of the Spirit are peace, love, joy, kindness, patience, faithfulness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Our strawberry can help you remember love because it looks like a heart. The orange can help you remember joy because it has like a little mouth if you have the slice. Pineapples can help you remember peace because it's cut into pieces. Kiwis can help you remember patience because you got to have patience to get stuff out of your teeth. Grapes can help you remember kindness because we have a whole bunch of grapes to share. And blueberries can remind you of goodness because they're full of goodness for your bodies. Bananas help us remember faithfulness because they're always in a bunch stuck together and faithful. Peaches help us remember gentleness because you have to be gentle with the peach, not to bruise it. And apples help us remember self-control because Eve did not have self-control when she decided to eat that apple. And I think we should maybe this week have a fruit spirit salad or maybe a fruit spirit kebab and put all kinds of different fruit in there to help us remember. But if you ever forget, make sure you look up Galatians chapter 5 verses 22 and 23. Bye!